Listen, the king and queen of the ring coronation's little over a week away. The family function is on and popping, celebrating the month of June and Juneteenth. So, what better way than to have the family, the squad, the familia, the DW crew in the building? This is First View Wrestling episode 36. I am Trill. That is John. And today we got the CCO of Tribal Warfare himself, the Chief Commercial Officer, Mr. Miami. What up, Miami?
What's going on? What's going on, guys? Let's get into it.
And of course, we have the Queen herself, the head person of DWE, the Island of Relevancy, Mrs. Dwayne Johnson herself. We got Final Boss Lady. What's up, Boss Lady?
Hello.
The crew is back together again as we celebrate the month of June. So let's get into it because we don't want to waste you guys' time and everybody else who's been patiently waiting. So we're going to kick it off with a little bit of bad news. As we all saw on Monday Night Raw, Liv Morgan suffered a separated shoulder injury within the first couple of matches into the show. We was hoping she'll be out a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, but the rumor mill is going around that unfortunately Liv does require to have surgery on that shoulder and is expected to be out 6 months, which means she's going to miss Evolution and, of course, SummerSlam being in her hometown of New Jersey. So that's already a bummer as it is because you got to feel for her because she's been at the top of her game right now, the best that she's ever been. So more than likely, she's not going to be back till either December or they hold her out to the Rumble. Boss Lady, I'm gonna start with you. Like, how do you think Liv Morgan's injury it will affect the Judgment Day storyline?
Wow. So that's definitely new information. I didn't know that she might need surgery. I didn't know she'd be out for possibly 6 months. That has not came across my feed on my radar yet. So thanks for that information. I think it's gonna put a monkey wrench in it. Because we were getting teases of the story with her and Roxanne and Finn and there's all this dissension and then there's a Raquel Rodriguez dissension in there as well. But now everything is completely upside down now.
Yeah.
I think now I don't think we're going to get the story that we thought we were going to get initially. Of course, we can't. I think at this point, the best option would be to really have Raquel and Roxanne do some character work and kind of build up her coming back. So I think they showed that dissension with Raquel and Liv. I think they should really tease Roxanne either being with Raquel or being more closer to the leaders of the Judgment Day, which is really Dom, but possibly Finn Balor. I think need to really play on that. So when Liv comes back, we don't know if she's with Raquel. We don't know if she's with Roxanne. We don't know if she's with Dom anymore. We don't know if she's with Finn anymore. And we just have JD just there because she's just there, right?
Yeah. Farquaad.
And you know, of course, as we know, we lost Carlito for real. But I think that's where they can build it. I think now, if you didn't think the Judgment Day, not JD McDonough, Judgment Day story was long enough, it's gonna be super long now because she's out for 6 months. We got 6 more months.
Exactly. And
they can't even break them up now because she's not there. So they really.
Yeah, that's true. Miami, what's your thoughts on this situation? Can they still kind of sort of pull this off without Liv? Because I know Liv is a key main focal point, but can they still pull it off?
Yes, they can. The number one person that Final Boss and I'm surprised she didn't bring up this name was Roxanne. I think they're going to move away from Liv. I'm just going to just say it. Injuries, I don't wish injuries on no one. Shouts out to Rhea Ripley for coming out saying what she said. But if she's going to be out for 6 months, I think they will break up the team. I think it will probably just Finn, Roxanne, and maybe Dom. When she comes back, they won't even accept her back into the group. The group won't be the same no more. I feel like Roxanne will be the leader. I think whatever they had planned for Liv Morgan, they're finna give Roxanne. Especially, I thought it was 6. I thought it was 3 months. That's now that's news to me. I did see about the surgery, but I did not know that it was going to be 6 months. If it's 6 months, they're definitely moving on from her because that's this whole year. Maybe I think we got left. I don't know how many more months we got, but I think that yes, they're going to probably move on to Roxanne. She's the younger person. It seems like they're putting a strap on her back, rocket to her back, and it seems like they're going to move in her direction. I knew Dominic did come out and say that he wanted to do a storyline where it was going to be like Eddie in China, and he wanted Roxanne, and they come out in the car with the lowrider with him and her. Maybe that's something she does at WrestleMania, and it does Roxanne and Liv Morgan, and I mean that can tell a whole story. If she's back before Rumble, I did see someone on X say that she could win the Royal Rumble, but it's in Saudi. Maybe because I mean she's been waiting for so long for her WrestleMania moment. Triple H has promised it to her. Maybe that's how they give it to her. But let's don't forget, Elimination Chamber is around the corner too. But yes, I think they will. I think it will survive. I think Roxanne is gonna. I think Roxanne is gonna put this group way farther than they ever been. It's gonna be something new. It's gonna be something fresh. Maybe she just comes in and say, "I'm the leader now," and just takes over. I mean, they're gonna have to do that with her because now Liv is gone. I'm telling you, when Roxanne takes over this group, and I know there's a lot of Liv fans out there, but they're going to forget about her. And that's going to be a good thing. It's not going to be a bad thing because when she returns, she maybe can be a baby face, and that's how you put her and let her be by herself. Or you maybe could have her convince Dominic to come to her side, and it could be her and Dominic again. I don't know.
Yeah, that's gonna be the one thing. But there's another name you guys are also leaving out, and that's now does this change Raquel's decision? Because her and Liv haven't been getting along kind of well in the past couple of weeks, especially when Liv's coming up taking L's. Raquel took an L. She didn't advance to the Queen of the Ring quarterfinals. So, but Roxanne did. So this part with Liv going out, her and Roxanne can actually bond, form a tag team. Literally, like shout out to Nessa for this point, doing the big three-way when you have Bianca out. Not Bianca, you had Jade out and Naomi comes in. Roxanne can be that person, and then when Liv comes back, she can actually have a feud with Raquel, saying like, you're saying I'm this and that, but you can't even stay healthy, and I'm the one here, type of thing. So we still got Dom and Finn to carry us over, but Liv will be missed because she is the focal point of all this. Especially they had to change Evolution's plans because of this injury. So ain't no telling what would have happened. The whole Bella twins thing might get scrapped for a minute. We don't know what's going to go on with that because she was in a feud with Nikki Bella or starting one. So, but John, what are your thoughts on Liv Morgan and this injury and how you think it's going to affect the whole storyline of Judgment Day?
Well, first of all, prayers that she gets well. Obviously, this is not what you expect. We saw within the last 2 weeks, she was pretty much involved in 3 storylines. What happened with Nikki Bella, obviously everything, all the drama with the Judgment Day, which is reoccurring, and then she went at EO on Monday. And this is just a freak injury that happened. It's sad that the last 3 title reigns she had, with the exception of obviously Becky coming back to squash her and Raquel at WrestleMania, all 3 of their reigns ended with a Liv Morgan shoulder injury. So I'm assuming they're going to, no pun intended, proceed with caution, knowing that she had, with her history of shoulder injuries. But should she be, hopefully it's more so the 3 months and not the 6. because maybe she can get back by the end of
Yeah,
the summer and
because
build some more.
yeah, because
How the Judgment Day goes. As far as how the Judgment Day goes, this is all right. This is Roxanne's ball to pick it up and run, and I think she's gonna take this thing to another level, like Miami was also saying. Because we're seeing it. Every spot she's been in, and the spots that we watched her, because we watched her in NXT, she's always rose to the occasion. So I just don't think anything worse. Now I don't think she's gonna win Monday night, but as far as overall long-term storytelling, she's gonna be built for. She's gonna be built for what's gonna happen long-term with the Judgment Day, and her future is only shining bright. And her and Liv, I think, will put on a banger of a match. Maybe on the road to WrestleMania, or maybe at WrestleMania. You never know.
Yeah, I'm gonna say before I go to bed today, I'm gonna say a prayer to Roxanne because she gonna die Friday. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat that. Jay gonna tear that ass up. But
hey, hold up now. You still got remember this is where they might change everything because you still got Raquel, and this is where they maybe change stuff. I think Jay is still gonna win, but there's something they're gonna do when it comes to this, because I feel like we gotta say how we're gonna, and I think not just with y'all said Finn and Dominic, I think their story might gonna change too. I think they're gonna hold that off just a little longer too, because now what you gonna do? You're gonna make, unless you're gonna let Dom be by itself for so long, and then maybe Liv comes back. But I don't know. I think Dominic and Finn's story has changed too.
Yeah, I agree because now not Liv. Finn could be like, see, Liv have Liv out the way. Like Roxanne is our viable asset. So, and then eventually Dom can be like, well, I guess you're right, and then just fall in line, and here we are. Or if they really want to spice it up, just still have Dom not trust Finn and on the length of how long she's going to be out. They can still all turn on Dom and then have Dom get kicked out or whatever. But it was so many options they would have had, but everything is pretty much out the window now that Liv's going to be gone for a minute. So right now, it's pretty much just speculation, supposedly based on the sources of WWE. I'm still waiting for WWE themselves to confirm that she's going to be gone for 6 months. So, but that basically what people are saying, that she's going to be out for a while. So, like John said, hopefully it's 3 and not 6, because Rhea had almost the same thing, but she was back within 3 months. But, take it from someone who's dislocated their shoulder multiple times. Once you do it once, it can happen again at any time. So,
and that put her trail. I just looked at the calendar around December.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say if they don't want to bring her in December, they want to bring her at the end of December. That's right, Royal Rumble time. I mean, maybe you could put the ball in her back in Liv's hand, and you know what? By then, Roxanne could be this great heel that can make Liv be finally this baby face. Because, like I said, Triple H is old. Liv, I think 2 or 3 WrestleManias where they was promised her the a WrestleMania singles match. So maybe, but like I say, it's inside it. I don't know where Chamber's going to be at next year. I hate that she's going to miss her match in her hometown, because I did read that they had some great big plans for her.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, I hate that for her. It seems like her look at his is all the time like that too.
I think she's gonna get that Mania moment, because there was talks of her getting that big push when she came back from filming. So she was basically on her way from having a good summer of Liv. So I would expect her to still be at SummerSlam in a sling. At least have her make an appearance in her hometown. At least, I mean, I can't imagine her not being there. Period. But from one family drama to another one that happened on SmackDown, Jacob Fatu, Big Blood himself, the Samoan werewolf. basically was issued a warning by Solo Sikoa after he screwed him out of the Money in the Bank, which me, Nessa, and John, and also little Jimmy saw live at the Intuit Dome. He pretty much warned him and stated, like, I created you. You're here because of me. You're a success right now because of me. If I created you, I can take you out. That means his family's gonna get bigger because there was videos of Hikuleo doing a dark match before SmackDown started. So that's pretty much all but confirmed that he's gonna be the next person to join Solo. So, Boss Lady, since you kind of close with the bloodline, so to speak, what are your thoughts on Hikuleo, and is he the only one that's coming?
All right, so before we get there, I think we are missing a very important part about Liv's injury. I want to go back to that because what is my Nikki Bella gonna do?
Oh Lord!
I can't answer that.
Admin, do not. Admin.
The whole evolution.
Admin.
Well, you know what? That's what Roxanne. You can add Roxanne into that. Maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe Nikki gives Roxanne
as long
the
as it's
rub.
on the show. If not, just go ahead and cancel it.
No, you can maybe do maybe
Hey man,
Roxanne.
we got jobs to do. We can't cancel shows now.
And you can do. I feel like you can do Roxanne, and you can maybe do. You can do let her get the rub, and shouts out to WrestleFace because she got retweeted by the Tonga twins. I was hearing that they might vacate the tag team titles. Man, them things.
Okay,
She's gonna have to. No, I don't know about that.
Now, hey, I wouldn't mind saying the Bellas versus the Tongas twins. I mean, that would be crazy, but I don't know. I don't know who you put in there because
we can have the Bellas versus me, Chen, and B-Fab.
See, a lot of people forgot about that match, Final Boss. A lot of people forgot about that match. A lot of people. I think nobody remembers that.
I think what they're gonna do is Roxanne should probably go lose this match on Friday, and then Monday just offer to take Liv's spot, and that's where that bond's gonna form, and they're gonna be successful at it. They're gonna win matches. So by the time Liv comes back, it's basically Liv's gonna come back to Karma.
I thought they was gonna do an injury angle with Raquel, because remember she was already with the ice, and Finn was saying, "Was you all right?" So I thought that's what they were gonna do, but
they probably was.
I mean, they could go that direction too. So we'll see.
So this is gonna be a must see the next couple of weeks, man, on how that coming along. But Boss, what's your thoughts on Hikuleo? Is he coming by himself? If he gets back up, when and where Jacob's getting his?
I mean, here's the thing, and this is going to be probably an unpopular opinion.
Never an unpopular opinion here.
It might be. But I am tired of adding people now. Like, at first it was cool because, we got JC Mateo. And then after that, it just kind of died for me, right? Like, I'm no longer.
What's up, Cash? Oh, glad to see you, Cash. Glad to see you here, brother.
Hi, guys. But I am no longer interested in them adding more people. I think before they add more people, let's finish the story where we at. They teased Solo and Jacob break up for a long time. They finally did it. We finally had Jacob say, "I hate you, Solo," and cost him the Money in the Bank. Okay, let's focus on that. Let's not add no new people. We don't need it. So if they want to add Hikuleo, fine. But I don't think we need it at this point in the story. I think that has to come way far down the line and have some more twists and turns. What they may be, I don't know. But I think it's just too early.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, that's why they're probably going to have them work dark matches until it's time to, fit him in. So I still got Jacob and Solo at SummerSlam for the United States
That's
Championship.
Rumor fake that's Fazilla. Rumor is that's Fazilla. I think the one for Tama is going to be, I think it's called Tala Tonga. They filed that about a year ago.
I kind of like Zilla better. But anyway, I don't know why they want to change names all the goddamn time. I don't know they always want to change names every goddamn time. Just keep
trademark reasons. They can't trademark your actual name.
I mean, he can.
I'm saying they can use it. That's what I'm saying.
A lot of wrestlers don't want the. A lot of wrestlers don't want that sometimes. So
yeah,
I mean, even if they do, they can't say you can't use it nowhere else. It's your real actual name.
That's what I'm saying. A bit different. I think a good example of that is Dave Bautista. It's actually Bautista and it's Batista over there, so that's kind of like a little So ways like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. John, your thoughts on this whole Jacob Solo? I don't know. You want to call it a bloodline storyline anymore? I think this is just a Jacob and Solo storyline now. I think that bloodline thing died when Roman won the crown back, won the Ula Fala back. So I think that's done. I think this is just, deep family business at this point.
It's family business. That's all it is. It's just family dysfunctional family right now, and clearly. Just because we family don't mean you gotta have the same type of success as me. I got my success and you can do you. And clearly Solo, when he hit that old gas, no brains promo the Friday night before Money in the Bank, and obviously Solo pulling like 05 Batista, it was like, okay, it's time to happen. And we was in the building we was in the architecture that night. And when that music hit, we just knew something was going to happen. Now, as far as with Solo, he's clearly, his promo skills are way better than I thought. We see a lot of it in new NXT, and obviously we definitely didn't see with the Bloodline, but we're finally seeing the real personality of him come out from being very entertaining in anything he does, pretty much. And clearly, him and Jacob, I think they're going to probably do this at SummerSlam, like we predicted. You predicted this months ago. This is happening at SummerSlam, but I think Hakaneo is probably going to pull up between now and maybe Saturday Night Main Event, maybe in Saudi or something. But I guarantee we're getting Solo and Jacob at SummerSlam, because you called this like way back in May. Right after Jacob won the United States title. This is happening.
Yep. Miami, what's your thoughts on this whole situation? The warning that Solo gave Jacob.
I love this Solo. It brings me back to think about that when he first took the Udafala, that Solo. I don't mind him being silly, but I like Sear Solo. I love Hill Solo. Hill Solo is the best Solo. Now it got me saying I really want this match. The only thing I got a problem with is they already teased Priest versus Jacob, and I'm like, man. So they, even though they haven't announced Solo versus Jacob, which I'm glad they did, maybe they do Priest versus Jacob first, and maybe Solo comes in and try to cause him, but Jacob retains, and then we do the Solo match, or they just maybe do Solo, which I already know he's probably going to lose, which I don't want him to lose, because when he's serious like this, you got to reward Solo. He held it down when Roman was gone, when he stole the Udafala. Let's just give him his flowers. He really did. They have not gave this man his no reward net yet. I love Jacob. Jacob is good, but it's time to put some kind of goal on Solo too. Everyone has won championships except I think Solo. I think Solo's the last person in the bloodline that hasn't won a championship.
Outside of the North American Championship, yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, outside the North, I'm saying, well, let's say main card title. I mean,
Yeah.
as far as that, because I don't know why they took that off of him, and then you let Dominic go through all the brands with it. So that didn't make sense to me. But
I've been
yeah,
saying that for a
I do
while.
feel like with the whole Hikalea, I do agree with Final Boss on. I don't think they're gonna just bring him in yet. I think they were just testing the water to see. You maybe can add someone to this. Maybe this is how Solo can do the whole Roman thing, but by him being serious, it gave me that feeling like Hikalea come out, do the black hoodie, maybe calls Jacob. Jacob be surprised. Maybe we'll get the Tongas because it's almost the Tongan males. It's got to be one of their times about near come back because I know one of them should be almost dead near healed up.
I think
So
the botch one.
yeah, I think so. So let's not forget about them because he should be almost healed up. He could be swerving us. It could be him instead of Hikalea. We might be thinking, oh, it's Hikalea under the hood, and it be Tongaloa. So we'll have to see. I like Sarah Solo. We'll see what's going to go on. Let's just do Priest first versus Jacob, and then Solo versus Jacob, and then we'll see where they go from there.
I mean, you can tell when it's Hikalea because he'd be the tallest member of the bloodline family anyway. So if you see a tall ass Samoan, you already know who that is.
Now Tongaloa ain't short. That
I know
short.
he ain't short,
his brother is, but he kind of big. He tall as Hikalea though, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm pretty sure if we do get Jacob and Priest, it might be Saturday night's main event. I mean, there's another pay-per-view before SummerSlam, so we can still get him and Priest and still end up with Solo in the end. So, or they cost Jacob the championship. Priest wins that, and then we get this war between these two at SummerSlam. So either way it goes, they're on a collision course for New Jersey. That's for sure. But we just switch on to the King of the Ring tournament. It's been a good tournament. I like how they did these matches this time because now it's like anyone can kind of win this if you really want to put your booking hat together. But here's the bracket. I don't have the updated one, but we have Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and of course Randy Orton to round out the final four. So we're gonna have Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn. This final four is gonna be interesting because I've been saying it. I got Sami Zayn and Jey Uso in the finals, which means somehow Jey Uso will get past Cody Rhodes. And I think Karrion Kross is going to play a part on whether Sami wins or lose in the finals because we've been seeing a lot of Karrion Kross, and we're finally going to get a Karrion Kross match on Monday Night Raw whenever that happens once the King of the Ring is over because Sami Zayn did say when this is all said and done, he's coming for Kross. So Miami, what are your thoughts on the final four of this tournament and who you got winning and who's your backup plan? Like who you think they're probably going to go with?
I've been saying this for so long, and I know I can't regret it. I have to be biased, but this has to be Cody Rhodes' tournament to win. It has to be. I mean, what else story? Or because Randy did lose last year. Maybe Triple H feels like he owes Randy, and maybe Randy will win. Because that's what's going. When it comes down to the finals, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You can go either way, but because Randy did say he wanted to go back for John Cena, I feel like even if Randy went back for John Cena, he's not gonna win. Maybe not. I don't see Randy and John going back at each other again. You can't forget. John's showing up this Friday. Then he's going to show up for Saudi. He only got, I think, what CM Punk said, 18 days? That'll be what? We'll be down
19 right now.
19?
So after Friday, he'll be like 18.
So he'll be 18.
So by Monday, he'll have 17 dates to go.
Yeah, so he only got so many dates left. Let's just get that out of the way. So I don't know. I mean, what you going to do? Are we gonna run back Gunther versus Jay? We got to see. We already know what happened this Monday when somebody came back, and I don't understand why we're doing this match may have been Saturday especially for the world title. That just doesn't make sense, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to put the world title on someone who can barely walk. I did see that video where he was like, "Oh my God," walking backstage, and I was like, "My goodness, this match is not going to go too long."
He had that limp. He had that limp going into the ring because he hurt himself training not once but twice. So
exactly. So now I'm really worried.
I need knee replacement limp.
Yeah, exactly. So they got quite some time.
Well, nothing wrong with a limp.
They got quite some time to get to that match, but I feel like this has to be Cody Rhodes win because that's only makes sense because he's been teasing the whole thing with running it back with John Cena and doing the match with John Cena. Now I would not be surprised. My backup will maybe be Randy. Jay, I think him and Cody will put on a great match. Maybe one of them turn on each other. Maybe they just shake hands and then they go off to the sunset and move on to the next, whatever story they got left. I think Jay will lose against Cody.
I'm kind of confused because did they even specify what championship the winner of the tournament was going after?
Yes, it's whatever brand you're on, that's who title you go for. So say, for instance, if Jay wins, he will go for the world title. If Cody wins, he'll go for the undisputed title. I think that's how they did it last year. I'm thinking that's the same way they're doing it this year.
That's correct. Same way with the women. That's correct.
Yeah, same way with the women.
That puts a conundrum then because let's say Sammy and Jay go into the finals. That means Gunther's going to have to face one of them at SummerSlam.
Exactly. No matter what.
So if Cody wins, would everyone be cool with him winning just to get his rematch?
No, but it makes storyline sense. I'm looking at this as a storyline. It makes sense. Now, I won't be cool with it, but that's the only way that's the only thing I can think. It's the same thing.
You got Orton and Cody in this tournament. So it's like I think they're just gonna get, if they're gonna run it back, they're gonna get theirs separately. So, and if to your point, if you don't see them running it back, there's some point for Orton winning the tournament if they're not gonna run it back.
Exactly.
And that's the same thing with Cody too. It has to be Sammy. I don't know how, but it has to be Sammy.
Well, I had Sammy not winning because something that Cross maybe do. Because remember, he already threatened Cross. I don't think if Sammy's going to go to Rumble, then I got him winning. Because if he doesn't win this King of the Ring, he's definitely winning Rumble.
Exactly.
He got to win one. It's either one of these two events he got to win. So
that's what I'm thinking. Maybe Jay will win, or maybe Cody does. I don't know, man.
you can, think about it. If Jay wins against Cody, and let's say Sammy does win, that means Jay has faced two of his friends that came and saved him and always been there for him. Maybe you can do something with Jay where he starts to slowly shows, because I pointed out the Final Balls that when Sammy came in, Jay didn't dap him up, but that's looking back, he was champion. And I was like, interesting. No one did catch that. I was like, that was a little heelish a little bit there before he lost the title. So if they go that direction, I wouldn't be surprised. But my thing is this: who wins Rumble on the men's side? Maybe Punk, because Punk is already going to Saudi already. If he loses at Saudi, will you win at Royal Rumble?
Yeah. Boss Lady, what you think? What you think this field gonna look like by next weekend? Who you think's going to the finals, and who you got winning?
Winning, I think it's gonna be Jay. I think they're probably gonna have that whole King Jay, like.
I like that too.
I think that's where they're gonna go with it. I think that makes the most sense. Obviously, Jay is not going to be in the title picture right now because we got that return on Monday. So I think the next step for Jay would really be winning King of the Ring. Now, my backup to answer that question probably would be Cody. They're gonna call him probably King Nightmare Rose or something like that.
Oh, Lord.
Yep, and he'll probably
Jesus
come out.
Christ.
Cody comes out with those long, like British looking jackets he kind of has.
And
Yeah.
don't forget, he be doing that,
Like
he be doing that
long
Renaissance look too. Yep, that
Yeah,
Renaissance look. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I
they
can
might
see
do
them
the
doing
Booker
that.
T. They might kind of do the Booker T. Charmel thing because they'll have Brandy and Cody come up there.
Oh, Lord. Jesus.
Yep, and they'll kind of redo that, but they'll redo it Cody style. So, I mean, I can see it. You know, I think it'll be kind of cool. I'm not even a Cody fan, and I kind of want to see them do it. But really, I think it's just best for Jay. I think King Jay will be his next step because I don't see where else he fits in right now.
Yeah. It's that, like I was saying earlier, I like how they got it where it's like there's cases for everybody in this Final Four win. It's not as predictable as, you know, the previous King of the Ring tournaments back then. So for this to have these four, and it's like this guy can win it, this guy can win it, that guy can get a rematch, this guy can get a rematch. So it's, and we all can't forget whoever wins the Seth for all his wins overall.
Right, and then the thing is too is that, you know, if Cody doesn't win, he'll just go back to having a story with Punk. I mean, that's where he'll go. He has a place for him to go. So I mean, as far as Sammy, I mean, and someone said, I forgot which one of these podcasts said it, but Sammy isn't the same caliber of the Bloodline story. He just isn't.
No, I agree.
So I don't see him winning it. I see him putting on great matches, which he does, but I don't see him. Yeah, not even close.
That's why I don't want him to even go with Cross. I don't think that'll be a good fit. That's just me.
King Cross.
Oh, Lord.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Have a little
Nope.
cross. No, because
Nope.
they can have a little cross on a little king.
That's not what I'm saying. No, the internet is undefeated. They will find a way to add that extra K in those initials. They gonna find a way.
King Cross, double K. It's a KK. Oh no, wait,
Oh.
that's not good.
Yeah. No. This is.
And on a
I-
side note,
So y'all telling me Cross ain't gonna never win King of the Ring just because of that, huh?
no, he
I mean, he still could. I'm just saying, as far as the internet goes, they gonna, you know.
King Cross and Queen Charlotte.
You can't call him King Killer Cross. You can't call him King Carrion because you know
Well, the problem is, I mean, I can see them doing that. I think it would be good for Karrion Kross because, you know, Scarlett doesn't wrestle. So I can see
on WWE she don't.
Right, exactly. So, but I can see her using this as a way to get her more TV time because remember, Charmel is just Booker T's wife, and they used the hell out of her when he was King Booker.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's that too. But quick shout out. So, Run and Wrestling Podcast. That's Big Mike, and I will see him next month.
Shout out to Mike. Shout out to my guy Mike. We're gonna wait till John gets back in so we can get his thoughts on the final four of the men's bracket before we move on to the women. John, who you got winning this tournament, and how do you think the final four is gonna play out? Oh well, must be a delay. Hello over there, King.
All right. Yeah, I hear you.
All right.
My thoughts on the Final Four. I'm like kind of excited because it's unpredictable. Usually, like we kind of predict. Like last year, I think we kind of knew that Gunther and Nia was going to win last year.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, I really have no feel. Like I'm the women's, then I don't know because I think I can see what if they trying to rebuild Asuka or something, and we still got the whole Naomi situation.
We get to the women's in a sec.
Alexa Bliss. This is all chaos. On the men's side, okay, my bad. But on the men's side, okay. I think it's Jay too. I think it's going to be Jay too because I was listening to Humble Roses. I didn't like what Lyric was saying. I think this is their way of, or Queen Stephanie were saying, this might be their way of telling Jay, my bad. Like Triple H and the creator telling Jay, my bad. Thank you for taking a minute of your first title run. So I can see that. And then Sammy wins at the Rumble. But we're definitely going to get the two Usos duking it out for the crown in Saudi.
Yeah.
Even though I could see Randy last year, because we all knew he lost on some BS because his shoulders weren't on the mat.
Exactly.
And then you throw Cody in there just because it's Cody. And you throw Cody in there just because it's Cody. I don't know. But I'm gonna go in my heart and say it's gonna be Jay, but my head is telling me all four of these dudes.
My mind's telling me no.
Cause now I didn't think about because let's say Sammy doesn't win, you could do one or two things. You can either give him, and we forget, but I know they don't normally do it at Rumble. They don't do title matches, but you got to think about it. The King picks his matches, so let's say maybe they do Sammy. If Jay wins it back, maybe Jay holds it all the way up to Rumble. They do Sammy versus Jay. They do some kind of angle where they'll two have to fight each other at Rumble, and maybe Sammy wins it there. You know what I'm saying? He maybe drops it. That gives Jay a good lengthened time to hold it, especially if he holds it from August to all the way to Rumble. That's way longer than he held it now. I think that maybe it's something they can do. Or Sammy can win it and maybe you could do Jay versus Sammy at Mania. I don't know. That would be crazy because think about it. They already had tuck on each other one time before in the main event at Mania and Sammy won. It was KO and Sammy, but Sammy won and they won the tag team title. So they could do a storyline with that too.
True. I think I'm gonna give the nod. Like I'm still gonna have Jay win because let's say Jay gets his rematch at SummerSlam, Mr. Money in the Bank is not gonna be too far behind.
Exactly.
So he can
he
can pull off the summer heist of the century.
If that happens, y'all better tune in to Rakisha podcast again because he gonna probably get open.
Man,
I'm hoping that because that means that you're telling me that Jay cannot hold this title. No title over 100 days. Not one. Come on, man. Let's give this guy one good long reign. What's wrong with 100 days? I understand 100 days is okay. You let other guys hold at least for 100. You telling me Jay, one of your big main stars, cannot hold it for 100 days? At least 100, y'all. 100 days ain't long.
I'm glad you brought that up because we will be going over the Bloodline legacy later on in the show and Rikishi's comments regarding his son. So, but in the meantime, between time, and I'm glad Faith is here. Hopefully she'll stick around towards the end because we will be covering the Bloodline thing since, she, is Bloodline herself. So we're going to definitely go into that later. But now we're going to hop over to the Queen of the Ring qualifying matches. And we actually got the final four for that bracket is pretty cool itself because you got Alexa Bliss and Asuka on one side. You have Roxanne Perez and Jade Cargill on the other. This one, it's not predictable, but it can be because I'll stick to my guns. I got Roxanne pretty much being caught up in a murder scene on Friday night against Jade. But Naomi and Nia can interfere and cause Jade again. But how many L's Jade's gonna keep taking um, before she finally gets another crack at Naomi or Bianca Belair. So that's why I have her winning over Perez, and Perez can do her Judgment Day business on Monday. Oscar and Alexa Bliss, this is going to be the interesting one because they are former tag team champions from back then. I got Oscar winning, but because of Charlotte Flair getting her payback, because you already know the Queen Charlotte Flair does not like to be outstaged by anybody. And Alexa Bliss has been under Charlotte Flair's skin, and it shows. She's won up her ever since Alexa's come back. She's been trying to have some kind of conversation with Charlotte Flair, which I don't know what the end game is, but she's been having Charlotte acting and moving a little different, so she might get payback on Friday. Boss lady, who you got? Who's your pick in this Final Four, and how you think this is gonna play out?
My pick, of course, is going to be Roxanne. I love Roxanne, but I do. I love Roxanne. Which I wasn't a fan of her until she started coming around on Judgment Day, and now I'm a fan. Right, it's like she won me over. As far as who I think they're actually gonna let win, Jade. It's gonna be Jade. They're gonna have her come out there and be like this power queen, and it's just gonna be a whole big thing. That's the answer. Like, I would really hope there will be Roxanne, maybe Bliss, but in reality, it's gonna be Jade. I think we're fooling ourselves if we think otherwise.
Yeah, Miami.
With the Liv thing that happened, I don't know. I'm not. If Liv didn't get hurt, I would have said Jade too. It could still probably be Jay. Maybe they'll put Roxanne in something else later on. So maybe that will cancel each out, and Jay moves on. Like you said, Alexa Bliss will get tucked out by Charlotte, and we'll get Asuka versus Jay, and maybe Jay will definitely win that. They'll probably have a great match, and Jay will move on to whoever will be the champion at SummerSlam. But I would not be. My backup is still going to be Roxanne, especially what happened with Liv. That's my backup.
So
it's got to be one of those.
So you're saying that Roxanne, within the first 6 months of her main roster run, is going to get a world title shot against Io at SummerSlam?
Well, that's because if like I say once again. The whole thing that makes me think that way, because if it's true, Liv is going to be gone for 6 months. You can tell the story when Liv comes back. Guess who's champion? Roxanne. And you know, Liv did say she wanted to go against Io for that title. Maybe that's how you get her back into the title picture. We cannot forget. We can't just erase that. Especially if she's going for 6 months, that puts her close to Royal Rumble. Maybe Roxanne holds the title. They say they wanted to push her. You know, they love that young, first ever, champion. Doesn't matter if it's a woman or man champion. So maybe, but I definitely got Jade. But if Roxanne wins, it's her. It's still one of the two ladies. I don't have no one but these two ladies. So it'll be a great match. But I do agree with Final Balls. Maybe Jade comes out and be that powerhouse and then win.
But here's the thing, though, is that remember, Naomi has Money in the Bank.
Yes.
Remember, the whole feud initially was Bianca, Naomi, and Jade. If they have Jade win the Money in the win the Queen of the Ring, she goes on, wins the championship, and then you'll have Naomi cash in on her. That's just what they're gonna do.
Hey, they do that. That you know what? That'll be some ruthless stuff. Like that'll be really super.
Yep, and they'll probably have Naomi do it right after Jay wins the title. It'll be the same night. She's gonna win it, and he's gonna have.
You got to. You know what? That's add more fuel to that. That will make the feud become more exciting again. Even though I know they're doing what they're doing on X, but put that finally on TV, and that's the way you can do it. That's the only way I could.
And then, well, I don't think it's gonna be on TV. It's gonna be at a PLE, but
no. Well, you know what I mean.
Out there, she's gonna beat her up. She's gonna cash in, and she's gonna lay out that caution tape on top of her and call.
Oh, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Hey, Faith, I was thinking the same thing, but do not put that bad juju out there. We don't need Naomi to be the first one to cash in.
Jesus Christ.
We don't need those thoughts, Faith. We don't need those thoughts.
If they do that, I'm done with WWE. I'm done. Because that right there, that was one of my fears for real. That's why I was like, as much as I wanted her to win it, I was like, man, no, because they'll make her lose it. And now when she got, I said, no, I got a good feeling. It seems like they behind her. It seems like they got, a good feeling for her. She cried on it. They gave her at the press conference. Big E gave her flowers. They did bring up the situation. What happened with her is another person that walked out.
Sasha.
Let's give it there. They said, hey. So they did bring it up, and I was like, oh my goodness. So let's not put that out there, Faith, because if that happens, boy, the IWC is going to go and crumbles if that happens.
And they can spike Faith for putting that in the atmosphere. I'm sorry, Faith. John, your thoughts on the Final Four and your winner?
I got Jade. I still got Jade. But I heard I think she beats Roxanne, but like Miami was saying, with the Liv injury, this kind of throws like, how does this go? I still think Jade wins, but Roxy doesn't win clean because I think Raquel is going to somehow get involved, and she's going to end up tripping over her own foot. The paraphrase.
True.
It's cross Roxanne the match.
All right. Looks like we still having some technical difficulties, so we're just gonna.
But it might be StreamYard itself, because sometimes this is the actual program. You might need to restart the whole program.
Yeah, because it was kicking me out on Monday twice.
Hold on, is that him?
It did
nope,
that.
Never mind. I thought it was Sean talking. Wait, he moved.
Yeah, StreamYard. Yes, I see StreamYard. I don't want to be great.
Okay.
Oh, the final boss.
Yeah, I can hear him. This looks blurry.
We can hear you, John. We can hear you.
It's a little blurry.
Yeah, I said I got Oscar and Jade. I got Oscar and Jade in the finals.
Ooh.
And I think Jade takes it on. And then we set up her versus Tiffany, and then here comes that guitar music playing.
Jeff Jarrett coming out.
And the caution tape will be officially ripped off at MetLife Stadium.
Oh man, that's funny. But that whole WWE Championship, that's gonna be a big three issue. So I'm looking forward to that. Tiffany's run, her time is up. Jay's she's not gonna run through her, but she's gonna beat her, and then Naomi's gonna come in and reap the benefits, and hopefully sometime down the road we get a Shield-like match where we have the big three duking it out for the women's championship, and still have Naomi come out winning. So the payoff needs to be Naomi with a good WWE title run until her time is up in WWE, so she can go make them little ooses.
Clash in Paris. I'm calling it now. Clash in Paris.
What, Naomi's cashing in Paris?
No, I think Naomi's cashing in at SummerSlam. I think we get the big three. I think we get the big three in Paris.
Oh, yeah. Hence the name Clash in Paris. Yeah, I see where you're going with that.
I think your Shield theory happens at SummerSlam, where all three of them. Well, I think your Shield theory to a degree happens at SummerSlam, but I don't think Bianca's going to be ready. I don't think that finger's going to be ready by SummerSlam. I think they give her some time, and let her wait till they get the pairs that should be fully 100% and knock off all the ring rust, and them three just go at it. And Naomi carries this run one more time, as you just said.
Yeah. And speaking of one more run, the role model is back to run it back against Becky Lynch, who basically took her out of the
What up, Cannon?
Took her out at WrestleMania, which, in my opinion, is still one of the dumbest stories they could ever write on that one. Because what was the point of that? But I'm not that. That's neither here nor there on that. I moved on from that. But Bayley's back, new attitude, new swag, and she basically is calling out Becky. They're gonna get this IC title match supposedly next week on Raw, if I'm not mistaken. It's gonna be for the title. Lyra Valkyria wasn't really too happy that Bayley just comes back and gets a title shot before she got her rematch. So having Lyra in the middle, in the mix of all this, kind of makes an interesting story because is Lyra done with Becky? Is she gonna? She has this edge on her now. So is she gonna start acting funny now as well? I'm not gonna say full heel, but is she gonna start acting funny? Because she's been on a little more aggressive side as of late since Becky Lynch has been back, which I can appreciate because she upped her game, upped her intensity, upped her promos as of late. So, Boss Lady, how do you feel about this whole situation surrounding the Women's Intercontinental Championship? And do you agree with people who are saying that this is definitely Bayley's time and she should win that championship?
Yeah, Bayley's back with the purple hair, and soon we're gonna get the Bayley statement. I mean, here's the thing: is that when they first teased the whole Becky and Bayley thing, I was really excited. She came back week before last. I was like, okay, this week I'm not invested anymore. But I don't know. I'm just not. And Bayley's good in the ring. She was part of that 4 horsewomen. We all know that, which is, Becky was also in part of that group, but I'm just not invested anymore. But I think that Bayley deserves this. We had a lot of concerns about Bayley. She was out, forever. She was not there for WrestleMania. They finally got her in the story. She's finally back. So I think she deserves to win the Intercontinental title. I think it'll be good for her because it's still considered to be like a mid-card title. So I think it'll be a perfect fit for her and get her back to being the Bayley that we know and love. I mean, she came out and saying "Ding Dong," right? So I mean, everybody remembers that was from her Ding Dong show. She had Bliss on there, who she had many times. So I mean, and it was just her kind of like teasing it, basically teasing herself, right? And that was she was heel during that time. She had the soccer mom cut. Remember that?
Yep.
So the heel Bayley. Now she's back as a more edgier Bayley. Now she's not the hugger anymore. Still, so I kind of like that. But right now, I'm not invested just yet. I'm not saying I won't be in the future, but I think this is very good. This is very good news for Bayley, BBL Bayley. But we had concerns about her, but now she's back and she's in a major story. So I think I want to see her win. And I want to see her carry it as far as she can.
And man, WWE writers need to step with their game because Boss Lady losing interest in a lot of storylines from week to week. Because one minute she's cool, next minute she's watching something else and like meh. So you guys got to step the writing up, or call her to be part of the writing crew. I don't know. They need more women writing these women's storylines anyway.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of it now, even though TKO says men sell tickets,
women sell them too,
and then ladies sell merch, which is kind of what they're saying without really saying it. But a lot of their stories now is around the women's division. Now, granted, it's almost time for Women's Evolution. But even before then, like the last couple of months, has been heavily women's focused. And we got all these debuts. But I mean, hey, I think we're after WrestleMania. We're only halfway through the year. We have a lot of time to build up these good stories. And right now, we're kind of like in that like mid season. So I start losing a lot of interest unless The Rock comes.
Right. I mean, you're close to the vest on that one, so you would know when he's showing up. So I'm gonna leave that up to you whenever you're gonna
He
make those
will let me know
announcements.
when he's showing up. Don't text
All
me.
right.
Only
Hopefully he
took
does,
six.
because hopefully he lets
Only
you know, because Bronson Reed's on that's a shit list for not letting her know. So hopefully he lets you know, since
He'll
you
let
know.
me know when he's coming. He
All
ain't
right.
coming for a long time.
All right. You heard
He's
it
coming
here.
to Vegas. It's the only way
You
I'll
heard
come.
it here. Per boss lady, Dwayne isn't showing up anytime soon, and
Until
that is
WrestleMania, and then I'll be there. So.
the DWTHM coach class is it's gonna be a party up in there. John, your thoughts on Bayley pretty much making her return and pretty much in the middle of an IC battle between Lyra and Becky.
Let me first off say the BBL stands for Big Booty Latina. Number two, I
You
think
just
she
had to
should be
plug
getting
that
the
in.
Women's Intercontinental Champion.
I mean, it's
And
facts.
she needs to be
It's
Women's
facts, but
Intercontinental
I'm just
Champion.
saying you just had to plug that in there.
I can't help it. Bay Area, that is Bay Area bread. That is Bay Area
Yeah.
finance right there. Shout out to San Jose. But I think she needs to be IC champ. I mean, she will bring, like our man Cannon from Beyond the Bill podcast is saying, she will bring so much of a aura and legitimacy to that belt because she is that workhorse. Go watch, listen to her interview on the Raw recap. She is very candid about the state of the four horsewomen. And we all know, if you know, you know. We all know who she's close with, and we all know who she's not close with. And she just pretty much said it. She's pretty much said it because so everybody can just stop assuming. She's best friends with Mercedes. She didn't travel with Becky. She has no relationship with Charlotte Flair. End of the story. Pretty much we knew, and she just put it on Front Street. Now to her and Becky. This match is going to cook, but I think Lyra's going to get involved because she's seen Bayley gets back, and she said, I ain't talked to you in 2 months, but now your first thing back is going for the IC title before me. She's going to get involved because she's going to be still angry at Becky for beating her. But then it's going to but that title is going to be the wedge between the friendship between Bayley and Lyra. So I think eventually we get them three in the triple threat match at Evolution.
Yeah, I did see that triple threat on the way. So, and that's why I was gonna question why is it next week, but then now when I started thinking about it, it made a whole lot of sense because they do it next week. Somehow Lyra gets involved, or Becky does something that gets out of this match, and it ends the way it ends, and they set up for a triple threat. So I definitely see this heading into Evolution, and I can still see Becky winning a triple threat, and we still get Bayley and Becky at SummerSlam, and have Bayley win at SummerSlam. So I don't see Bayley winning this one. I think she's probably going to beat Lyra again, and be the end of that. And then Bayley's going to be like, "You didn't beat me. This ain't over yet." So they face off at SummerSlam, which I predicted ever since she got taken out. Ever since Becky Lynch came back and she turned on Lyra, I was like, Becky should win the IC title and hold it for Bayley in the summer, and Bayley can carry it to as long as she wants to until she loses it to maybe Roxanne, because WWE somehow was like, we're not doing this story no more, so we got to run that back with Roxanne and Bayley because they were starting to cook, and then they just put it in the fridge and was like, yeah, we just do this the day. So Roxanne can wind up winning the Intercontinental Championship. And then if Liv comes back, well, they have a choice. Do they have her win the Royal Rumble, or do they have her come back for the IC title? And you can have Liv versus Roxanne at WrestleMania. There's a lot of ways they can do this, but I can see Roxanne holding the championship, beating Bayley, and then maybe have Stephanie Vaquer beat Roxanne. So it's a revolving door of how this can play out. So we got a lot of workhorses in that division, and Roxanne and Bayley and Stephanie Vaquer. So it's gonna be in good hands. And let's not forget, call-ups are going to be happening after SummerSlam as well. So I'm expecting maybe Kalani Jordan gets called up. That's another potential workhorse they can use for the IC title if she goes to Raw. So it's bound to happen. Miami, your thoughts on Bayley?
I liked it. Bailey and Vicaris both promo in the back. Where they both was like, Bailey told her, "I gotta look out for myself," and Vicaris said the same thing to her. I did like that when she said it. This feud after the Becky feud, she's been doing some great um promo work, better, way better than she was at first. So I do feel like this with Elevator. I don't think she will get involved. She maybe comes out, but I think Becky will cheat once she comes out, and then she'll pin her 1, 2, 3, and that's how you set up the match between those three there. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. So it remains to be seen how that goes, but I like how the Intercontinental title scene looks right now. There's different ways that they can go with this, so it's not just a predictable, boring feud. So hopefully they can keep people's interest because it does look promising. So I'm very happy with that. And then we have the one thing that went down on Monday. Pretty much the main topic of Monday's on Warzone, and that is one Bill Goldberg making his return to WWE on his final match crusade against Gunther, and now it's for the World Heavyweight Championship, which is why Jey Uso lost. I've been saying this for the past couple of days, if not a week, that this match is not going to go no more than 5 minutes. And I'll stand by that. And apparently, the World Heavyweight Champion thought the same thing because the man said, I guess I can spare 3 minutes of my time, basically. So this is going to be a Saturday night's main event. So I'm expecting a squash match because ain't no way you going to convince me that the work Gunther's been doing since his main roster run with the Intercontinental Championship, with the World Heavyweight Championship, that he's going to take that title off of Jay and somehow gets beat in Atlanta, Georgia by a 50-plus-year-old man. You're not going to convince me that's going to that's going to happen. And if it does, I'm the one that's going to be crashing out that Monday because ain't no way in hell that's going to work. That ain't going to work for me, brother. That's for sure. Miami, how do you see this playing out? Let's say Goldberg does win. Are we all but convinced that Seth Rollins is going to save us and cash in?
Why? What's the reason? What's the point? I know someone said this on Talk It Up Saturday, and I was like, that's this. It's already bad booking already. So you're gonna make it worse if you do that. Because then, if you do that, the King of the Ring is already over with. It'll be a waste of cash in. You still got, so now we're gonna do Seth versus Jay. And now, as much as I love Jay, I don't think he will win against Seth because he has all this help. So going through, like he said, 3 minutes. I said 5 minutes. So hey, I was being nice. Gunther said 3. So hey, the match might be 3 minutes. Because I mean, you don't want it to go no longer than 5, because it's gonna get real bad. We all remember the Undertaker match.
No, we don't need to go through that. We don't need to. We're doing
I had to ride the crowd of that match, but
I almost killed that man.
No, I don't have them winning at all, man. I think they just doing this because they said what happened with him and I guess Triple H when he didn't win the title. I hate to tell him he's not going to win this title, and if he does, it won't make no sense because we still got SummerSlam, and that means that Cody definitely won King of the Ring. We'll know why if he won, because now Seth has the title. What do you do with him at SummerSlam? He has no one to face. I don't want. I mean, maybe you could run. Maybe him and Jay. Cause I think it was Jay Gunther, and it was someone else at the time he went up to where he was like he'll face those people. But outside of that, I don't have Goldberg. I could barely walk to the through the curtain, so there's no way.
I think this is like a unanimous vote here, but let's hear what Boss Lady has to say. What are your thoughts on this Gunther Goldberg match or scrimmage or play date that they gonna have in Atlanta, Georgia, for Saturday night's main event?
First thing, what's wrong with 50-year-old man winning the title, Terrell?
He's not healthy. He's damaged goods. He has busted knees. Pause when I say that, but he has busted knees. Hurt himself training twice.
I like men with weak knees. So what's the problem here?
Well, it's easy to bow down to the final boss. I understand all that. I understand all that, but we're talking about wrestling right now, and you can't convince me that this man who is hobbled is going to be a man in his 20s, not even reached his prime yet.
Well, couple things. So one, my husband is 53 years old. Goldberg is 58. So they're kind of there.
The Rock is in shape. The Rock is in shape. Goldberg can barely walk to the ring.
Bill is in shape. He just got bad legs. Okay.
Oh my God.
Second of all, Gunther doesn't look like he hit 20 in about 20 years. Okay. Like he looks so bad.
If Goldberg win this match, the IWC gonna blow up.
I thought that he met my requirements. He's like 50 plus because he looks old as hell. Gunther looks old as hell. Okay. Ain't nothing young about his face.
At least the man can walk to the back to the ring and to the ring.
Hey, people can't walk, they can't walk, but at least he made it out. He made it out. He did have a limp, which reminds me of HBK. But other than that, he looks fine.
Well, HBK is bow-legged, but no one wants to talk about that.
That's also, also remember Stone Cold. Stone Cold was like that. He was real bad. His knees were terrible. His knees were shot until he got the knee replaced.
But they wasn't, man. Funny balls. They weren't walking back to the ring once they got to the curtain like that, man. I thought the man was bare. I thought the man did a full match. I'm like, he barely can walk to the back.
Well, like you said,
right?
He came out for you guys. Well,
I'm telling y'all,
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of him in general, but I love his entrance. They should have came back and knocked on his goddamn door.
They're gonna do that money main event.
Oh man! They're for sure doing that in Georgia.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because he wasn't getting ready for a match. He was just coming out. I didn't
exactly
like when he's about to get ready for a match. But he had to come knock on someone's door, have to come out. I said, but I was happy that the crowd did give him, a pop. I thought they really weren't going to give him a pop.
I think everyone loves the Goldberg music now. Let's just give it up. We still love the styling of the Goldberg.
But now, as far as the match length, we can't always have long matches. Like we have had Goldberg return and do a squash match. Remember the whole thing he had with Brock years ago?
That was dope.
Remember that? So I think it may be a similar thing. I think the only thing is that you're gonna have Gunther do a couple of rest moves on him, but I think Goldberg is gonna get out of it and he's gonna win, because apparently the rumor was he only had 2 matches left. So I think he's gonna win.
He has 1 match. He was in a retirement match.
If they let him win this title,
you know what? Hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you like this. If Goldberg wins, I'm having everybody in this chat, everybody in the group, everybody in the family flood final boss lady to the point that she has to deactivate her Twitter because she's putting this in the universe. She's putting it out there.
Don't do me
Y'all,
any
it's gonna be a green light.
Doing that now.
Jesus
You know how I feel about Twitter. You know how I feel about undesirable.
Jesus Christ.
But I mean, I can see them doing that. Apparently, like the rule is that the rumor, that he has 2 matches. So he wins against Gunther, and then he loses his first title defense. I mean, that's kind of where we are. You know, as Trail showed that, you know, Gunther said, hey, you know, I guess I can spare 3 minutes. I'm hoping it's not a 3-minute match. I'm hoping at least 10, maybe 15 minutes. Yeah.
He's gassed in 2 minutes. He's gassed in 2 minutes. What's the matter? He's gassed in 2 minutes.
Is that too long for real?
Man, go. You know what?
Goldberg status? Yes, that's too long.
Go look at that Undertaker match. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it there.
Different. He wasn't prepared for that.
Oh my God!
Well, he learned his lesson now. Y'all still shit on it. It's been like 7 years now.
That's it. You're making it worse.
Yeah, you are making it.
And to be fair, what happened with Undertaker match 2 is that he was gassed out. Remember, he cracked his head open on the ring post. He was already concussed and all this stuff on top of it.
Oh my God!
Okay, that's different.
Oh my God!
Which you still not helping this case.
You're not helping at all. You know that's what he's gonna do before he go out there in the main event.
I'm pretty sure that's gonna be in the contract. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be in his contract. Hey, whatever you do, do not smash your head on the door, sir.
Well, that's what he gonna do that automatically. So they might want to put that in the contract.
That he'll hit his head against the locker a couple times too.
Please don't.
But I mean, so you don't think it's gonna go 10 minutes? You really don't think so?
No. The fact that it's on a Saturday Night's Main Event, I would not be surprised if they open the show with this match.
But Gunther is a slow worker. That's the thing. He's mostly like submission holds. You don't think he can go 10, 15 minutes?
Gunther, yes. We're talking
about Goldberg.
And that's the most safest match he can have.
Man, 10 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Like I've lost my mind. Like,
look, you got behind the bell saying 15 minutes. Y'all trying to kill this man, man.
Where's it at? I just seen it get out of here. I just seen it get out. Where is it at?
Y'all trying to kill this man.
Get the fuck out my face.
Y'all trying to kill this man.
Man, y'all, that crowd pop for Goldberg. He's gonna train really hard. He's gonna be 100% when he's.
Listen.
Yeah, and you know what training got him hurt hard.
Well, he trained a little bit too hard, you know, and that can't happen because when you get older, especially like when you're lifting, it's a lot of pressure on the knees. I mean, even
you proven a point. This match should not go 10 minutes. I swear to God, if this match go 10 minutes, he's definitely
Man, if it go 10 minutes, I'm so afraid that it's gonna be so bad the crowd might start booing his own hometown.
So are you saying that instead of doing that main event, that they should have did it like Saudi Arabia?
No.
That's gonna give people flashbacks about the Undertaker man.
This is perfect. Saturday Night's Main Event is perfect. It's perfect because you don't need Saturday Night's Main Event. Most of their matches don't go 15 minutes anyway.
The Unseen 17 versus Goldberg in the next couple months.
Heck no! Why you gonna do that to Cena?
Oh! You guys are negative, Here's TKO trying to bring back the nostalgia, and y'all
don't get me wrong, Final Boss. I love the music. I love the nostalgia. I grew up off of WCW. I love WCW. I love when Goldberg comes out. Hey, if you got him just coming out saying something, he could have announced WrestleMania was going to be in Vegas again. I would have been okay. But don't have this efficient wrestler.
So you want to have The Rock announce it in Louisiana?
The Rock could have came back out there with Goldberg, and they both could have said, "We gonna be in Vegas." I would have still been happy. I still would have been happy. I would have been all right.
Rock Goldberg.
I don't care who can look. Long as Goldberg wasn't wrestling, I would have been okay.
Yeah, she done made Sean leave. Goddamn.
Exactly. I understand why The Rock is coming out to do it, but let Goldberg do it too. Rock can still go. Goldberg, no. What are we doing here?
Well, Rock can still go, but look at like how much training he had to do. He did 12 weeks. 12. He had to make sure everywhere he traveled to had a ring in there. They had to rehearse the entire match. So I mean, because he put in the effort towards it, he really did.
I give Goldberg an A for effort, but that's about it. The man.
How long you got it going, Trey? How long you got it going?
I think he's still living down that Undertaker.
No more than 5 minutes.
He's still living down Undertaker.
I got it 5 too.
And I think he knows that, and that's why he's training so hard because he doesn't want to relive the Taker match at Saudi. Well, Crown Jewel. So I think
it can't go no past the 5 minutes, Final Boss.
Not 1 minute, man. We're not playing Missy Elliott here.
Oh, never denied. Damn.
Man, he ain't gonna make
it's not always about how long you deliver. It's about how you deliver.
And we saw how he delivers.
Exactly.
You're not helping, boss.
If I gotta show you that video of the man walking back to the curb Final Boss, then you gonna say, man, ain't no way.
I saw him walk out. I mean, yeah, he looked limpy, but he reminded me really of like Stone Cold before.
No, I'm talking about because you know how they show when the cameras go off. They show you when you go back to the curves. I was like, man, this thing can't go no more than 5 minutes.
And CM Punk is taking 10 years to go down to the ring. So what do we do?
All right, so we can all agree Boss Lady lost her mind. John, make it make sense, man.
John is like, man, this don't make no sense.
Is John frozen or he just?
I think he is. Because man, look, John said that 10 minutes is so bad. I gotta sit here free with that. Because that's how disbelieving.
Boss Lady messed up the StreamYard.
Well, it is StreamYard because mine said no connection. I had to leave and come back in. So
10 minutes.
Hold on.
10 minutes is just sad, Final Boss. You need to be ashamed of yourself.
What's wrong with 10 minutes?
That match on Saturday Night's main event is not gonna go 10 minutes. That I'll be surprised if it's the main event.
I would be surprised. They may hit 6. I will give you that. They may, and I'm stretching that, and I'm saying it with a may.
Gunther is a submission guy. He's gonna hold him for like 3-4 minutes.
Okay, and after that, you might get a little. You might know. I think what we're gonna do, you might get a spear. Gunther might kick out after the spear. You may get a jackhammer. Gunther will kick out.
If you can get that
up, a hole, and then it's over. That's how I think it's gonna end.
You think that man can get Gunther up in a jackhammer? You saw what he did to Bray Wyatt.
I'm giving the man the benefit of the doubt, yeah. Look, exactly. Look. Nelson said it. Yeah, John face says a lot. That frozen face says a lot. It don't matter. Still, look, that was the perfect face that he had for us because he's like, this is ridiculous.
we man. John, make it make sense, bro, before we move on, because we spent way too long on
on laptop. Gonna last longer than Goldberg.
Well, the last time was about 3 hours now. Hold on now. What match is going 3 hours?
What are we talking about?
Shit.
Look, if that match go in an hour, we all gonna got to start watching WWE.
Man. on, man.
We not watching that. That bad boy,
No.
they go over 30 minutes. We gonna all turn the TV off.
I'm turning the stream off.
Exactly.
And this is why I retire
Come on,
as
3
champion from WWE because you guys underestimate people.
3 minutes. This match is a wrap in 3 minutes. Wrap.
Damn. Well, look, see, I'm being nice.
That admin is so disrespectful.
Good night, home.
That admin is so
Good night, and he's still
disrespectful.
frozen.
Yeah, look, exactly. He said, look, he's so done with us. He said good night and went frozen. That's how bad we thinking of this match. I say I'm giving him at least 5. Maybe 3.
3 minutes. 3 minutes tops.
All right, that's
He gonna get a couple of snaps, a power bomb, and he's going to sleep.
yeah. And I'm actually a little scared about them chops, to be honest with you.
A couple of chops on the chest.
The chops are good for him because even though it hurts, it won't like really injure him in that.
It may stop his heart.
You know what, Trey? You ain't right. You ain't right.
Oh, excuse me for being realistic, but okay.
You ain't right, Trey. Come on now, man. Come on, dog.
Okay. Now we crossing the line. Now we got limits. All right. Okay. Now we OTC is the evil guy now. Oh, okay. All right. Vanessa
in and out.
Monica Monroe, get up out of here with that in and out. All right. So we go. I didn't hear that. But we got, well, I didn't hear that. So hopefully Faith is still here because we're gonna reach the final.
Just a walk from the ring to the ring.
Hold on. Are we counting that too? Are we counting that as part of the match when they come out?
Okay, if he's doing an entrance, then I'll give him 7 minutes.
Well, I give it 10.
Are we literally saying are you gonna count the entrance as part of the match? Come on.
I don't know. I mean, are we?
Yes.
Okay, then I say 10. That's what we're gonna get to 10 at.
Yes.
10 minutes then.
He's in Atlanta, Georgia. You don't think they ain't gonna go all
10
out?
minutes. 10 minutes. That's where you're gonna get your 10 minutes at. But that's only because he can only slowly walk.
He's gonna get that. He's gonna get that Hall of Fame walk to the ring.
Exactly.
Main event is in Georgia.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm sorry, man. You're gonna be that way. He's gonna be in your place of residence down in Georgia, and you're gonna feel that kind of way.
Oh.
Yes, I don't got no faith in Goldberg. Okay, he in Georgia. Why do I care? He's still gonna lose. Get that man. Hang them banners up.
I really think.
Hang the banners up.
I think he's gonna win, and then he's gonna lose his first title defense.
I'm telling you right now, there's gonna be a crash out Monday.
Or he's gonna win, and then you're gonna have Jay cash in on him, and then he's gonna lose.
If this man pins Gunther, I bet he'll burn it down. I swear. Give that man concussion with a few stomps. Have Braun Breaker come out there and hit with a spear.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Mrs. Roman Reigns music, Drew McIntyre music. I don't care. Whoever gonna come out there and pin him right after, I'll be like, okay, I'm fine with it. I don't care if the story don't make sense after that.
I'll tell you right now, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed better show up and beat that old man down. Give him a few tsunamis and a curb stomp and a spear.
So you don't want to see CM Punk and Goldberg in the future?
Hell no.
What?
She didn't say that. Tell me she didn't say that. She didn't say that.
Okay, Booker T, calm down, Booker T.
You trolling right now, aren't you?
For what?
Well, because think about it. All the future legends are there. You have your CM Punk, you have your Seth Rollins, you have your John Cena's right now. They're all in the company right now. And now Goldberg is returning. You think he's not going to have
that match sponsored by AARP? I know that much. They better have that match sponsored by AARP. That's
Well,
exactly where
first
they're
of all, there's nothing wrong with the
going.
AARP.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with
Okay,
the RPA.
I,
Wrong with the Senior Tuesday.
I see Bosley out there trying to get them life insurances. I see what's going on here.
Something.
Trying to get that policy. I understand.
Standby.
Trying to get that policy. I understand. Get your money. Get your money, boss lady.
Hey, now, hey.
Them
Don't be
diamonds
mad.
ain't gonna pay for itself.
Y'all reached the age requirements, man. It's like roller coasters. Height requirements, age
Oh,
requirements.
that's crazy.
She out the blood money. That's what it is. Speaking of blood money, that's our final topic is has been caught my attention lately the moment Jey Uso lost his World Heavyweight Championship, and that is one the legendary Rikishi Fatu. I do have a clip of not an interview, but of his podcast of what he had to say following the loss of his son. Let's see here. There we go.
Run as the world champion. I didn't think it was justice. That was it. I mean, in a continental belt, a short run against my boy. That you just feel like would you have done that to Randy Orton? Would you have done that to John Cena? Last I knew, the last time we seen WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, damn it, he had the whole arena. The whole arena. The bloodline has gave our heart and soul to this industry. 75 plus years, past, present, and future. And God damn it, this is the way we treat it. This is the way y'all look at us. That's just ain't right, man. Ain't right. I knew the bloodline from Roman Reigns all the way down to the Usos, continuing on to Sefa, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu. When it was COVID, fans were on the screen of TV. Who kept WWE afloat? Come on. You all want to talk? Y'all want to go there? Let's go facts, man.
And that's why I'm glad Faith is here, because I definitely want to get her input, because she is part of, she's half Samoan herself. So, Bosley, I'm gonna start with you. Based on everything he said, based on how Solo's been booked the past year or so, based on how both Jimmy and Jay have been booked, based on how the Tongans were booked when they first got in before their injuries, is the bloodline right now being disrespected, or is Rikishi just basically acting out on emotion?
Both. So I agree with everything that Rikishi said in that clip. That bloodline story, it did not end as it should. This could have been something that could have went on for a long time, or something that could have ended and just live out one of the greatest storylines in WWE history. This was something that could have literally been in the Hall of Fame years from now. They could have introduced members of the Hall of Fame, which will be bloodline members in the future, based off this bloodline storyline. And it was that powerful. And they really, really put a big halt on it, and we don't know why. I mean, we have assumptions of why, but we don't really have storyline wise why it ended the way it did. Now, here's the other side of it. It's emotion, because that's his family. Of course, the Usos are his sons, and he wants to see them do well. But here's the other piece to it too, is that you had all these great Samoans do this really, really big storyline, the biggest storyline in WWE history for the last couple of years, that literally carried the company. Absolutely 100%. So for you to go ahead and say it's is disrespectful to the bloodline, I think that's in poor taste. I think he needs to have a look in the mirror, because this is the same company that literally put this bloodline story as the number one story in the entire company for a long time. I get it. It ended very badly because we did not have the great finish as we been holding on. It's pretty much like that, like when you read a great book and you read the ending and it's crap. That's what we got. But the fact that they literally had all the members of the bloodline in this story, well, besides really Naya, but all the male in this story for so long, to me, speaks volumes. And I think Rikishi should appreciate that. And I think, and I'm pretty sure everyone in the bloodline appreciated that, for that moment. I think the problem with Rikishi is that I get he wants content for his podcast. There's a reason why I don't watch his podcast, is because Rikishi, you need to understand, like, your time is done. It's been done for a long time. I get it. You have a lot of your kids now taking this on, but he continues to insert himself into opinions and storylines. Like, you're not backstage anymore, Rikishi. You're not in that writer's room anymore. I'm pretty sure you're getting information because, hey, but I mean, you can't insert yourself to that anymore. And I think that it's in poor taste. I think that's him just being selfish, because he continues to do this over and over again. He continues to feed us information like, oh, they're gonna go there, they're gonna go here, and obviously WWE does not want Rikishi in this storyline. We thought that they did, a number of months ago. Well, really a year ago now, and they kind of changed their mind, is what we were told, according to Rikishi. But maybe there's a reason why, because he can't shake himself from wanting to be involved in this, and you're just not. And let's be honest, like, I like Rikishi. Of course, I love his sons, right? But I mean, Rikishi wasn't really the best wrestler. Like, he was just mainly known for like his gimmick, and of course, that famous spot that he took. Let's just be honest. So for him to go ahead and say, oh, they deserve this, they deserve that, WWE gave him that. They gave Solo a really, really powerful character. Remember, Solo was, hey, that enforcer for a long time to Roman. Hey, you had the whole Solo and John Cena match years ago, by the way. Now, granted, it didn't go anywhere, which is typical. People face Cena, they don't go nowhere. That's kind of a thing now. You see in theory, right? But after, they had, Roman lose, which Roman had a title for 4 years. But after they had Roman lose, and they had him lose in a way that, it didn't make him look weak, because he lost in an unfair way. So that way it shows, he didn't lose fairly, technically, right? So it doesn't make him look weak. And then as soon as he lost, they put Solo into this great storyline. They had him do great character work. They had him on mic. They had him in there every single week. They did all that, for Solo. Same thing with the Usos. We had Uso stories as well. We had them be the Usos with the paint. We had them be they penitentiary. We had them do stuff with Roman. We had them break up. We had them come back together. We had them come back to Roman when he returned. We've had all these stories now. We had the Tongas involved until they got injured. We had Solo come in and do his thing. Now he's doing a new thing, which is actually talking and being by himself. He's now in a feud with Solo. They've done everything they could with these people. I get now. The only thing is that Solo is not going for your main title, because I don't think he's there now. I think they should have did that back when he first became, first made Bloodline 2.0. They should have did it then, and they didn't do it. Granted, with Jay should have hold the IC title ship longer. He should have hold the last title a bit longer, but hey, they had other plans for him, which we know now, because we got Goldberg and all this stuff, and we don't want Jay to lose to Goldberg. That would have been like
exactly.
But they have really given them everything at this point. They gave Nia Jax a title, who was also real close to Roman. That's Roman's second cousin. Rock's second cousin. So they did that with her as well. So I mean, they really have given them everything. And I guess really to round it out. I mean, this is where we are now. I mean, what else do you want them to really do with anyone at this point? I mean,
Yeah.
that's just my question. And then the last piece of this is that Rikishi talked about how Jay lost the title in front of his son. They wouldn't have done it to like a Randy Orton. Well, Randy Orton hasn't won the title since when?
Shit. Since he beat Bray Wyatt, right?
That's like 2018, 2017, 2018.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. And Randy Orton has what down in NXT? He has a son, right?
Yeah.
Alleged.
Yeah, it is.
Well, yeah. Well,
Man,
he
man. And Miles Ward is winning that life.
Yeah.
And Miles Ward is winning that life.
Yeah. So he has a son down there. Now look, his son is down there in the NXT. He's not on the main roster. He's still down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when the last time Randy won a championship?
Shit. Before COVID, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah. So, and I
think it was longer than that, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
yeah.
And I don't think
he
him.
during the pandemic, during the Thunderdome era. There, what? That is it.
Mm-hmm.
He did. I don't remember that run.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, him and Drew McIntyre was like beefing it out for that championship.
Is that who Miz cashed in on?
No, Miz cashed in on Drew.
Oh, okay. I remember that because that's why. Okay, yeah, you're right.
And when he mentioned John Cena before Elimination Chamber, when's the last time John Cena won a match? It was like 2-3 years.
Well, John Cena ain't won a match in like 5 years.
And his last title run was like how long was that?
when he first came, that was his whole stick.
Well, yeah. The last 5 years, he's only been at WrestleMania. And he's lost every single Mania.
And when was his last title run? Like what? Like when he beat AJ Styles?
No, I think when him and The Rock faced each other, wasn't it? That was his last run.
I think it's when he beat AJ Styles.
He beat AJ Styles? I don't remember that one. I thought the
last
he
became to become 16. Yeah, it becomes to get
yeah. You're right.
16. Yeah, he beat AJ.
Well, here's the thing: is that the last thing before I pass it on to you, is the last. One of the things that Rikishi said was, he lost the title in front of his son. Jay did, but you can look at it as like that's insensitive, but you can also look at it like it was a moment for him because as you saw, his son literally almost walked out to the damn ramp. He was so close to the edge of the ring entrance, and it was just really a chance for him to see his dad walk out as champion in person one last time. Mm-hmm. And they didn't have to do that. They actually did that for Jay's son, to have him see his dad be champion one last time. Now, I don't know the foresight to say Jay might not be champion for a really long time. It could be a window of that, but they'll at least let his child see him walk out as champion one last time. And let's not forget, Cody lost the title, and Cody had a daughter, and I think she was also in the crowd with Brandy on.
Yep. So, in LA, WrestleMania 39.
By the way, his daughter is a lot younger than Jay's son. So we're dealing with that. But yeah, I mean, it depends how you look at it. Like I get it, but at the same time, it's like, what else you want them to go ahead and do? And they're still continuing with the story. I mean, you still have the Jacob and Solo. They added JC Mateo.
Ooh, 2020, Jesus.
That's
when the last time Randy won a title.
5 years. So that's not bad. That's
yeah. So to Rikishi's point, his reign was only 22 days, which is shorter than Jey Uso, because Jey Uso won in April, and he lost it in June. So he's already better than Orton. So here we go. And I understand his take on it, but at the same time, I think it's more out of emotion because the bloodline has been treated well for the past 5 years. His sons are the longest reigning tag team champions of all time, if not the modern era. They had their title reign for like 2 years, 2 or 3 years, breaking the New Day's record and even beating the New Day to get that record. Um, do I like Jey Uso losing? No, but I get why they did it because yes, they had Goldberg and Gunther, but in WWE fashion, it'll bring more hype with the World Heavyweight Championship around it. So, and that was it. So I didn't really have Jay beating Gunther twice. I had a feeling something was gonna happen, but I know he's gonna beat him clean. But Rikishi's only been vocal when it came to his kids. When Nia had that little run where she was losing, I never heard him spoke out about how Nia was getting treated. The Tongans, the way they was being booked, they could have been being booked a little better. I didn't hear him complain about the Tongans the way they was getting treated. Solo, he said, I heard him say a little bit about Solo, but all of his energy was always for his son Jay. When he's gonna win the Intercontinental Championship, when he's gonna put a title on him, they need to put a title on him. He's gonna go to AEW. The grass is green on the other side if they don't do right by my kid. Blah 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 blah. So all his rants has always been about Jay. So that's why I think it's more on emotion because you saw how happy he was when he won at WrestleMania. So of course he's gonna feel that way. That's his kid. That's his boy. But at the same time, to sit there and spit in the face of the company that's basically took care of your family, holds your family in high regard for many and many of years, with the exception of Jimmy and Solo, Rikishi's the only one in that family that's never won a title. Well, only males in that family. Excuse me.
Rikishi won the IC title, didn't he?
I'm talking about the
main card.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, when he was a heel, he had a few tie shots here and there, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't going around saying he felt disrespected. His family was disrespected. It's like that's just how the business works. It's bad timing the way Jay lost. I get it because out of everybody else, he has had the shortest title reign. But I mean, Drew McIntyre had 5 minutes, but no one's saying Drew McIntyre got disrespected. He had a 5-minute title reign. So I get it, but he's definitely got to slow his emotions down a little bit. John, what you think?
I don't see him on screen anymore.
I
see a black screen.
I just heard him a few minutes ago.
While John comes back. But here's the thing too: is that look at what they have to work with. Roman, he's not there a lot for various reasons. Rock ain't there, unfortunately, for various reasons. The Tongas, before they were injured, before one of them was injured, a lot of things where they would call them botulovas, right? Like they said
that was me.
They weren't doing, but a lot of people were saying they weren't doing well in matches, right? Now I don't know if that was just them needing more practice or that's just being a gimmick. We don't really know, but if that was not a gimmick, there's that. Then we had Solo. Solo is a work in progress. He's building up really, really good. So there's that. Jacob, he just came over, a few months back. So we didn't even have him, a few months ago. He just debuted. JC just came, weeks ago. So so what's your argument? And Nia Jax ain't the best. She's better.
She's definitely better.
She got a lot better. But before she got better, she had injured multiple superstars seriously, and she came back. She got a lot better, but she ain't. I mean, and to say, I know she doesn't have a wrestling background. She was a model before. She was trained in PC and all that, but she's been around for a number of years now, and for her to be where she is, and the amount of time she's been wrestling now is kind of not really. It's gonna be hard. You can do what you want to do with me, but I mean, really, if you haven't gotten it at this point, then it's not. This is not your career, because she's been around for 8+ years now, wrestling now, 8+. So I mean, there's that. I mean, but what do they do? She still was champion for a bit until she lost to Tiffany. So they still gave her that second shot. So I mean, what else want to do? Jimmy and Jey Usos, they were great tag team champions. Jay did have the IC championship, not for long. He should have had it a little bit longer. But I love Jay, but Jay has some things he needs to work on ring wise. Jimmy, well, for me, Jay is a better in ring versus Jimmy, but Jimmy is a better promo. That's how I felt. But Jimmy also, he has a lot of struggles too. For me, more so in the ring, I like his promos. But remember when they had the Jimmy and Jay match at WrestleMania, a lot of people crapped on Jimmy, saying Jimmy was out of shape and it was just bad. Even now, Jay gets a lot of with Jimmy. They've been kind of putting him in the back, but also giving him a little bit of story and pulling him back. But at least he's on TV, considering the fact that we don't really have a place to really put him, because you have. I mean, so they have been giving them like a lot of. I don't think any other wrestler would get those opportunities like the way these people that I've just named have if they weren't, part of the Samoan dynasty. Like let's just be honest. Like we got people, getting released left and right at this point, and it's probably not going to let down. And I listened to an interview with Carlito, and Carlito was actually very, very, and I'm not going to go too much into it, but he was actually pretty happy about his position that they gave him, because he didn't think he was going to be used that much on TV, and he was.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
And it looks like John's trying to come back. Oh, never mind. Oh, wait, there you go. Oh, wait. Nope.
Oh.
I'm here.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm here.
Moving?
He here now. He here now.
John, hold up your fingers. I'm here.
Hold up
I'm
two
here.
fingers. How many fingers I'm holding up?
I'm here. I don't know.
How many I got up?
All right, man. What's your thoughts on this? Before
Oh wait, I didn't know that. You see what WrestleFace just said? Jimmy is not currently signed to either brand.
Yeah, that is. Well,
I thought he was SmackDown. I think he's still.
I thought it was SmackDown too.
Well,
yeah, last time before you went out with that little injury, he was on SmackDown, so I think he's still technically.
It might be. That might be true, because was Jimmy Jackson?
No, he was on SmackDown. Because
I remember
Jay
he
was on Raw.
Yeah, I remember Jay went to Raw, but when they did the draft,
no, Jimmy was on SmackDown.
Jimmy was on SmackDown.
Okay. Because for some reason I'm drawing a blank where I was like, I don't remember him being drafted, because I don't think he got injured. So yeah,
I think Jimmy's probably gonna, like Lena said. I think Jimmy's gonna go to Raw via the draft.
He was Roman the whole time when he came back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they
Yeah.
still gonna have? I don't think they're gonna have the draft. I think that's done.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna have it after Smack. They're gonna have it after SummerSlam.
But my thoughts.
Really? That late?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
It's a big event. It's a 2-night event. So
because I had read that the reason why they brought up people like Stephanie Valkyrie and Roxanne was because those were names they were going to bring up, during the draft. And since they're not going to have it, they just kind of brought them up there. So I don't know.
All right, John. Your final thoughts on this before we wrap this up?
John ain't gonna go. I got some good thoughts too, real quick.
Yep. Well, yeah. Oh, can you even hear us?
It looked like it, John. Hold fingers up.
Blink if you're in trouble.
No, I'm listening. I was listening to Boss Lady talk. I was waiting to see. My thoughts on Keith
Well,
is this.
Okay, but
I know what he's saying.
the
I
trail
think he
was
has
a
too,
father.
though.
I think he
And
got delayed.
I think run it. No, I'm saying I know what he's saying as a father. If you go back to the comment that Running Wrestling was saying, he sounded like one of those helicopter dads. And I understand the bloodline. The bloodline,
Helicopter
they
dads.
can teach. They can talk about. That's what they say about God. That's what they call him. That's what he's saying. He's acting like one of those dads who's hovering over his son and not letting him be his own individual.
I know what Boss Lady
I heard
thinking.
your
I
term
know what Boss Lady
helicopter.
thinking. Boss Lady need to calm
Yeah,
down.
that's like the Brock Lesnar helicopter. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh no!
Okay.
Not that kind of helicopter final boss.
Keep it going, John. We gotta wrap this up, man. We gotta wrap this up.
No, not that chopper. No. But like I said earlier, I think Jay just took one for the team. I hated to see it ended, but I think he just took one for the team. And Keish being a father, being emotional, but he got to be careful because I get you're a legend, but like Trell was saying, you didn't say that. You only say that about your kids. You don't say that about the whole family. You only saying that when it comes to Jimmy, Jay, and Solo. You ain't saying that about Nia. You're not saying that. You didn't say nothing about Tamina all these years. You ain't never, and you dang sure ain't say nothing about Roman. I mean, where was you at when Roman was getting booked like trash in the Vince era? Wearing them dang blue contacts. He getting booed out of the building for beating the Undertaker at WrestleMania. I didn't hear none of that. You're doing it because it's your kids, and I can respect that. But sometimes, as a father, you gotta know when to pull back and not always exert yourself. Because like I think Boss Lady said earlier, you're trying to live vicarious through them and not let them live their lives. And the Usos are first ballot Hall of Famers. And
facts.
I think Jay's going to eventually have his moment again. Really watching what he says, because you got to really watch what he says. Because you don't also want to alienate him, Jimmy, and Solo in the locker room either.
Oh, they ain't.
Because if Jay Deets wanted to beat somebody, and then they going like, man, I wonder is his dad gonna clown us on his podcast. That's where Keish got to be careful, because you don't want to get them alienated in the locker room, and they're really likable dudes and probably locker room leaders.
Yep, that's true. All right, so we gonna get through this. Our last two segments. And what we like to call, is that what we doing? When basically we see something going on that is like, bro, this is what we doing. We want to call them out on some BS that's going on. So what we gonna do? We're gonna do a round table because I know John has two of them. I think I have. I'm not sure how many Boss Lady and Miami have. So we're gonna do a round table. So you guys gonna have like 2 minutes for each person. So John, I'm gonna have you go first. Who you trying to call out, and who you asking if this is what we doing? If you can hear me. Oh, I forgot he does have a delay. That's right.
He moving.
All right.
Yeah, I think he got a delay.
Y'all want me to you want me to lead off?
Yep. 2 minutes.
All right. So, all right, my first one. Look, man, everybody who's getting on me for getting on Tiffany Stratton, look, she threw a bat. That pitch was horrible. And then I find the video of Liv Morgan throwing the picture at the Red Sox game, and I felt justified. So get off my case, please. My second.
All right, so that's your first one.
Yep.
We're gonna do one, and then we're gonna do a round table. We're gonna come back.
Right,
so that was the first one. Boss Lady, you got anyone you want to ask? This is what we're doing.
Yeah, so my first one's gonna be Hulk Hogan. Like, I don't know if anyone has heard, but there was rumors going around that he was on his deathbed, and then it came out that he's not on his deathbed. It was just something that some radio host had said. Now, my whole thing is that one, if Hulk Hogan is on his deathbed because he had complications with neck surgery, and he did not make peace or make amends with all of the bad stuff that he has done over the past couple of years, that's an issue. My second piece to that is that if that radio person, if he said that just to say that, and we know that Hogan is actually in the hospital, that is in poor taste. Regardless of what that man has done, this man is like, what, 61, 71? For him to go ahead and say that, that is in poor taste. Not to mention, we have lost how many people in the past few years.
True. Miami, you're absurd. Do you have one that you like to ask? This what we're doing?
Yes. TKO and these sponsors. I do not want to come to a show and I have to stick a sticker on the side of my shirt that says Slim Jim, Prime, whatever it may be. I don't want to dress up like a sponsorship. Y'all not paying me to wear that. So TKO, let's slow down on these sponsorship, because it's not feeling. I understand we have to move with the times. I'm cool with that. It's just a little too much. Let's just dial it down just a little bit, just a little. There's nothing wrong with it. The whole ring looks like a sticker or something. I'm trying to focus on the match, and I'm looking at the ring at the same time. Like, it's blowing me at this age. I guess I'm getting a little too old. I'm getting blown. Then we pull out tables that look like Slim Jim tables, and we name it the announce table. Got the Prime table. I'm like, what are we doing here? So let's slow down on the sponsorships, please, because it's getting out of hand. I think TKO has to take the L on this one.
Yeah, I agree. There is too many sponsorships. They are trying to make it seem like UFC. We got all the sponsors on their clothing line. All right, John, we're back to you, because I don't think I have anyone for that particular segment. So, who's your second person or people you want to call out?
Okay. Was we discussing the thing I talked to you yesterday about Charlotte Flair, or is this part of it?
Oh, the Charlotte Flair? Yeah. That's your second one, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I got that loaded up. Yeah.
We already pretty much discussed how the IWC needs to chill out on the death on for that Liv Morgan's injury. Miami did that, so we don't have to talk about that.
Okay.
Charlotte Flair went on Julian Edelman's podcast recently, and she said a couple of things about the main event with her, Becky, and Ronda. She said, first of all, that the match wouldn't have happened. They wouldn't have main evented if it wasn't for Ronda Rousey. Then she come out and says, with the quote that Trail just posted, how there will never happen, that believes women's main event in WrestleMania will never happen again unless the show goes back to one night. If it was the main event of only one night, Becky versus Ronda versus Charlotte, now we have two nights. So it's a big deal. Like, how, like, you have two nights, two different opportunities. So being that the main event one night was huge, like, it'll never happen again unless we go to one night. Here's my question to one Charlotte Flair. What were you in 2021 when Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks became the first two black women to main event WrestleMania? Huh? Miss, I'm so about the culture? Huh? People who got black people always defending you when we talk about you, and you Miss Kobe about the culture, but you didn't even mention the only black women to main event WrestleMania? No, you don't get a pass for that, Charlotte Flair. Cause you bailed out of WrestleMania during the pandemic. Now some people said you had COVID. There's other conspiracy theories that you was having some plastic surgery. No, that ain't my place. But for you to say that no women can women made it in WrestleMania 2 years after you did is flat out irresponsible. And this is a woman
All right.
who gets major love from the black community in the IWC.
That part
And
I
you
didn't
said
even know.
that? Get that out of here, man.
Yeah,
If you can't say nothing bad about
sometimes.
Charlotte Flair,
Yeah, I can. But yeah, that Charlotte Flair, the character, sometimes she be really saying some shit that's really outlandish. But we're gonna go on to our last and final segment. This is where the more positive light of things is. My favorite segment, which is we acknowledge, which is pretty much we show, love and respect and admiration to people or a person or something that happened that brings the IW something good to the IWC or to professional wrestling or to the culture itself. Let's see. Do I have it? No, I don't. John, you want to go first on who you want to acknowledge? Again, we do like a
Yeah.
2-minute thing, so you can lead off if you want. We start with you.
Okay, so last week Trail acknowledged Natalia because she got some accolades recently from throughout the indie scene and through her what she's been doing for wrestling. I want to piggyback on what he did. And I want to acknowledge the Dungeon 2.0. That is her gym that her and TJ Tyson Kidd Wilson have established in their home in Orlando. That allows wrestlers not just from WWE, but other indie from other promotions, TNA, AEW, the Indies. You see a picture right here. You see Joe Hendry. You see Moose. You see BFAB. You see Dawkins. You see some of the NXT talent. You see Ashanti the Adonis. Brody Lee Jr. You see Lyra Valkyria is there. She has found her and TJ have found a safe space for wrestlers all of any company to come in, perfect their craft, and not just in the ring, but on the mic. Because obviously, I played one promo before when BFAB cut the promo on Naomi, but she also lets them get out there, kind of like their therapy session for what happened for them, like feeling like they get slighted. Like the example, she had BFAB cut a promo on how she felt that she wasn't one of the members, one of the superstars for the Queen of the Ring tournament, and you can tell it's therapeutic for these superstars to get this off their chest, and they grow from it. So I want to acknowledge Natalia and TJ Wilson for giving wrestlers a safe space, no matter what company you work for. That's beautiful. Salute to the
shout
Hart
out.
family. Salute to the original Hart Dungeon.
Yeah, this
Shout
one right here that started it all, and to have that evolve into what it is, that's definitely dope. I'm gonna take this one and then I'll pass it to Miami and close it out with Boss Lady. I got it's rare that I give flowers to anyone that's not in WWE, but this one was actually I caught a glimpse of this online during the AEW show that they had in Mexico earlier this afternoon. Brody King, who is from California, if I'm not mistaken, Fontana or Rancho, one of those sides over there.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you guys are aware with all the immigration thing that's going on with ICE coming in and fucking up shit, taking people and all this stuff. Brody King showed up to Mexico wearing an abolish ICE shirt to the ring. I thought that was a big time symbol of full support, and shout out to Tony Khan and AEW for allowing him to basically voice his opinion on the matter and allowing him to wear that, because I know sometimes companies they don't want to get involved or have their employees get involved with that, but AEW's always been the alternative of being outspoken on current times. So I just want to take this time to acknowledge Brody King for wearing that shirt, because yes, we should abolish ICE. It's affecting a lot of families that it really shouldn't be affecting. And the way that it's happening, going in schools, you can't even go to the grocery store over here in California and LA without them hiding around a corner. So for him to be aware of that and for him to show support to his people back home, which is here, I think that's pretty dope on his part. And I always had love for Brody King, and that love just got bigger. So I said it on Monday, and I'll keep saying it. We here will always support our Latino brothers and sisters. So shout out to Brody King. Miami, you got anyone you want to acknowledge?
Yes, I do. Rhea Ripley. I give her credit for coming out, calling her fans out for attacking Liv from her injury. She called them out and said, that's not what we do. That's not something. Injury is very seriously. It seems genuine. It's something that normally you don't see other wrestlers do when this situation come out where other wrestlers call out their fans when they're attacking another wrestler. So kudos to Rhea Ripley for doing that with Liv Morgan, even though we know they've been in kayfabe feuds, but she did come out and made her voice be heard, that she did call up her fans and say, hey, that's not cool that we're attacking Liv Morgan. Let's try to show her support and give her good wishes of a speedy recovery. So shouts out to Rhea Ripley.
Shout out indeed to Rhea, because like Miami said, yeah, this is kayfabe, but at the end of the day, it's a fraternity, it's a brotherhood, it's a sisterhood. Everyone's family, everyone's locked in. Half of these female superstars are neighbors. They live on the same block, so it's despite how we may have feelings toward these characters, unlike some people we know, but they're still human beings. So that's take that aspect of it and realize, they always gonna look out for each other. And for people being happy that Liv is out, or people blaming Kairi Zane, it's like, come on, Kairi Zane has been a victim of botches herself. So we're not gonna sit here and blame her for what happened to Liv, because it was an honest takedown move that Liv has taken so many times. And like I said earlier in the show, all it takes is one time to dislocate your shoulder. It don't matter what you do, how hard you train, how much physical therapy, how much weight you lift. You land on that joint the wrong way, it's gonna pop out again. So cut Kairi Zane some slack. It wasn't her fault that Zoe Starks got injured either. Zoe overdid it with her kick attempt. So it is what it is. Miami, yeah, nah, Miami. Boss Lady, you got anyone you want to acknowledge?
I do, and I'm going to acknowledge Nikki Bella. So the reason why I'm going to acknowledge Nikki Bella is because she recently returned back. We haven't seen her since the Rumble before the last 2 weeks. Nikki Bella has been through hell and back. We all know the story about her and her husband. We recently heard about what happened after that, like where she has to pay money to him and all this alimony and all this stuff now, right? And this is a person that has, she helped with the Divas era. Her and her sister have a book. They have done their own businesses. They were making their own way. But when she returned this past Raw, she was offered the 5-star treatment. She was offered her own locker room. They was gonna have like candies and fruits and stuff for her. And she denied it and said she didn't want it. She wanted to go ahead and she wanted to be with the rest of the women in the regular locker room. She was going to change her clothes. She was going to eat the same food that they ate from catering. So she's not, this, even though she can be, she's not taking her previous status and throwing it in everyone's faces. She's back there. She's back. She's earning people respect, and she's doing it by showing that she's one of the girls.
That is true. I did hear that report that she declined having her own personal locker room. So that goes to show where her ego is at. So I can actually respect that, despite people not liking her, despite one of our own people can get the hatred out of her heart. But I mean, if she don't like that, she can rotate. But
now.
But yeah, we're gonna get up out of here because we know these lovely people got jobs to do and they need to be at work. So we're just gonna wrap this up here. So we'd like to thank everybody for pulling up tonight. Miami Boss Lady, appreciate y'all for making the family function, the Juneteenth month, very, very, very special. And basically having a controversial take on Bill Goldberg, but I'm not going to get into that again because we spent like 45 minutes on that, which we should have spent 5 minutes on it, which is how long his match is going to be. But we gonna get up out of here.
Take 35 minutes to walk to the locker room.
Yeah, we catch. But yeah, we gonna bounce. Appreciate y'all for showing up. Miami again, Miami Boss Lady, always love. Doors always open for y'all to come up. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all go check them out on their YouTube channel. Talk It Up, cause man, they be dropping some bombs on there, dropping some heat. So go show the DWE family some love. Tell them we sent you, cause they good people. So you can trust us, cause we don't just chill with anybody. So with that being said, we wish y'all a good night. Y'all stay safe out there and look out for one another because we definitely need it right now with everything that's going on. So on behalf of Miami, Boss Lady, John, I'm Trell. We will see y'all next week. We'll see y'all Monday for some Tribal Warzone with me, Nessa, and John. So deuces.